You are now tuned in to the recap with the GoodFellaz podcast. You know how we do every week. We break it down, we chop it up about everything that went down during the week. And as usual, there's always a lot going on. We talk politics, we talked relationships, we talk coronavirus. Let's get into some sports right now. It's only right. Shout out to everybody out there tuned in right now. We're actually in a good place, I feel, sports-wise, all things considered, because we've had baseball, we've had football, we've had NBA. So, not a bad place to be sports-wise right now. Speaking of sports, we have to, come on, man, NBA Finals. Did we really think the Lakers was not going to win? Congratulations to them. Shout out to LeBron James. Third ring with a ring with three different teams now at this point. Crazy. So before we go any further, it's your boy Tommy Guns alongside my man Shaw Montana. What's up?
What up?
Got my man Karev, Heritage Hip Hop in the building.
Hello.
And our special guest Teresa, also in the building.
Hi.
We'll come up with a cool podcast name for her one of these days.
How about
for all the ladies out there?
How about Shorty?
No.
Hey yo, Shorty.
Or Ayo Ma. We'll figure something out.
Ma.
But I'm sure by now we've all seen at least some of the games, if not the entire finals. Lakers bringing home the chip. Can we say at this point that LeBron James, after winning a third championship with a third team, is LeBron James now the GOAT? Is he the best to ever do it? What do you guys think?
No. I guess he's only the best to the generation that gets trophies for third, fourth, and fifth place. Because
Wow.
no, he can't. He cannot be the GOAT for this simple reason alone. If you are giving him credit for winning championships with different teams, then Robert Horry's the GOAT because he has one with the Spurs, he has one with the Rockets, and he has one with the Lakers as well. John Sally would be in the GOAT conversation. Danny Green would be in the GOAT conversation. I think that's ludicrous that because somebody changes their shirt, we give them a title of being the GOAT. No. And I will say this about LeBron James. We should stop comparing him to Jordan because his game doesn't even reflect Michael Jordan's game. His game is more Magic Johnson's game. And if I had to compare two things that Michael Jordan and LeBron James carry equally, is that they were the most popular players in their sport at their time, number one. And number two, they are synonymous with winning championships. The downside to that is, has LeBron ever won Defensive Player of the Year? No.
No.
Has LeBron consistently played 82 games a year throughout his career? No. Has LeBron ever lost in the finals? Yeah, 6 times. Jordan has not.
Wow.
And most importantly, and this is the most important thing I want everybody to remember, the difference between LeBron James and Michael Jordan is this. When Jordan didn't go to the NBA finals, they lost money. When LeBron did not go to the finals, the ratings actually went up. So is the star power the same? No. So can he be the GOAT? Like I said, it's like hip hop. What's your golden era? It's going to be whenever you grew up. So to everybody in this generation, yeah, LeBron's going to be the best because that's all they know. But for people who really know basketball, we have debates. Is Michael Jordan even the GOAT when Bill Russell won 13 titles?
True.
Wilt Chamberlain, they had to actually change the size of the court because he was too dominant in the middle. So at the end of the day, what it comes down to is your perspective. In my opinion, is LeBron the GOAT? No, he could be a sheep, but he's not a GOAT.
Wow, I like that. Teresa, are you a basketball fan?
I am not the intense basketball fan as you guys are. I'm a spectator of basketball. I don't know the details of it.
Okay.
But I follow the game enough to know that it's a big deal that he won, a championship with 3 different teams. I also agree that it is perspective. When in our time, Jordan was like
the man,
the shit. You know what I mean? the band. And it wasn't also him. There was so many other people to also, look at as being like top tier players. If I were to look at LeBron, I guess one of the things that would make me say the perspective of as a whole player, not just on, but also off the court, I think that LeBron, with his status of, a big time basketball player, a star, has used, I feel like, his platform a lot more than Jordan had to use his platform in our time. So in that sense, I feel like, that kind of sort of elevates, just being an ordinary, maybe not ordinary, but, just being a basketball player to the level of being an activist. And I think being both of those things, I think is better than just being a basketball player. But again, my perspective is from being, equality, social justice, and things like that. And so looking at LeBron and all the things that he has done, I feel like I pay attention more to him versus what, all those things. I understand he does more things now in terms of, I don't know what he does in terms of philanthropy, but I feel like LeBron does a lot more than I remember Jordan being. So.
True. Okay. Yeah. LeBron's been very proactive and, just putting money to various charities and stuff like that, and just being very vocal on matters, issues and stuff that we care about today, just for our social justice. So, and I just want to say this for the record, Jordan is not the guy who was putting millions of dollars into prisons. I know there's this popular rumor on social media that he funds millions of dollars for like private prisons.
Oh.
Not true.
Well,
White guy with same name.
It's a guy named Jordan, Michael Jordan, but it's not him. Yes.
So just for the record, we wanted to clear that up because I kind of hate to have certain discussions and they're like, yeah, but Jordan, he puts out his Jordans, but he locking up people. I'm like, no, he's not locking up people. Sorry, bro. You know what I mean? So, thank you, Teresa, for that perspective. Sha, Montana.
What up?
Is LeBron James now the GOAT after this latest ring? Can he ever be the greatest? Will Jordan always be like? What's your whole take on the whole situation?
I think statistically speaking, I believe he has passed Jordan in certain categories. I don't think that makes him the GOAT. If you look at every time he's ever won a championship, the team that he won a championship with, basically, it's all the same story. They build a team around him. It's not like it's all organic and they draft players and they build a superstar team around him to help him do his thing. Because when he was in what was that? Miami? He had Bosh, he had
Wade,
and he had Ray Allen, and a couple others. When he was in Cleveland, he had J.R. Smith. He had Kyrie Irving, and I forgot who. He had a supporting
Kevin
cast
Love.
over there.
Yeah.
Who?
Kevin Love.
Yeah, exactly. Here he's got that eyebrow dude. That one eyebrow dude.
Anthony Davis.
Davis, who's also a great player.
Yeah. Kyle Kuzma. Does he still got LeVar Ball?
No.
I believe J.R. Smith is there too now, though, right? Even though he ain't do nothing.
He took his shirt off and got high on the bench.
Yeah, so it's like he's always needed them to build a team around him, and he's always going from city to city. Jordan had the same supporting cast, I believe, pretty much almost all 6 of the championships that he won.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, he had Scottie Pippen. He had Dennis Rodman, I believe, the whole time. Or did Dennis Rodman go elsewhere?
For time, I don't know if he was there the whole time, but he was there for
the last 3.
Last 3, because the first 3 he was with the Pistons. But he had pretty much the same supporting cast. It was organic. These players stayed with the team for a while. When he left, they stayed. Every time LeBron leaves, the machine, it seems like the Illuminati takes their hand off the team because the team goes to crap. You know what I mean? All the great players leave when he leaves.
Okay, that's a valid point. I'm not the biggest basketball fan on the planet, but I do watch, and I'm a somewhat historian or whatever. And me personally, LeBron James will probably be the greatest of this era, similar to how Kobe Bryant was the greatest of his era, and how Jordan was the greatest of his era. And before that, the Bill Russells, the Will Chamberlains. I don't think this era can compare to previous eras because, like Sha brought up, back in the day, you made the team super. If you were a good enough athlete and you had a good supporting cast, you could make the team great. These days, they make a great team around players. Whether it's LeBron James, remember Golden State Warriors, how popping they were for a couple years? Like, we're in the era of super teams now where it's no longer one individual who, through the strength of his talent and the perseverance and teamwork, they win a championship. Now it's, listen, let's put this person, this player together, get this coach, let's do that, and let's make it happen. Like, it's the era of super team. That's why I was never a fan of the Golden State Warriors run. To me, it's like, bro, like, when Kevin Durant went on the Warriors, I'm like, that's whack. I mean, yeah, you guys are, like, you're joining an already legendary team. Like, yeah, you guys might get that ring, but, like, where's the you know what I mean? You was put together. You wasn't a team. You was a put together team. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my bad.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say my only thing to that is up until they signed Kevin Durant, I think all the players that were there with the dude that looked like John B, Steph Curry, I forgot who else. Like Iguodala, I believe his name is. Like all of those players had been there already. But to your point, when they got Kevin Durant, that's when, you know what I'm saying, they pretty much became a super team.
But is that their fault, though? I can't blame Golden State for that because we see that in football. We see that in baseball. We see that in all the sports. If a person has the right to be a free agent, that's what Kurt Flood and all the other players fought for, is to be able to take your career in your own hands. I don't fault Kevin Durant for that because even if you look at football, right, Deion Sanders went from the 49ers to the Cowboys, right? We had other players like Ken Norton and them flop teams to be champions. Yeah. I don't knock Kevin Durant for that. Just the same way I don't knock LeBron James for doing what he do. I don't knock it. It's just that when we talk about the sports and the different eras, remember every era is defined not only by its players but by the rules. You know what I'm saying? Do you know why Jordan became the baby face of the league? Michael Jordan was the person that the NBA wanted to invest in. And Richard Ebersol, don't want to say his name, Richard Ebersol, he bought NBC, and basketball went from being a taped sport to a live sport because they picked Jordan as the babyface when he said he was going to retire out the league because the Detroit Pistons were beating him up too much. Basically, that's when the Jordan rules came into effect, and that's when you start seeing cinematics come into the NBA with the pregame story and everything. So because he was the babyface, everything changed to make it more like a TV thing.
Like wrestling almost.
Yeah, it was more theatrical. It was more, and now the difference between LeBron's era and Jordan's era is there's more talent in the NBA now than it was when Jordan was in the league. Because if I ask you who was the best player in the Dallas Mavericks when Jordan was on the team, you probably wouldn't even name me 3 players that was on the Dallas Mavericks unless you're really a basketball head. But now you could tell me players on just about almost every team, especially with the rise of video games and things like that, which was helped by the Michael Jordan influence. Tell me one thing that came out of the LeBron James influence that makes him the GOAT, the same way we're talking about Jordan versus Bird for Nintendo, Atari, or whatever.
Yeah.
NBA Live and things that came out that Jordan helped heighten. The only thing I see LeBron make is, and it's not to discount him, is like the young lady just said, social awareness. He built his own school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's to be commended because that's the heightened era of the athlete. As we said in the previous show, Paul Robeson, Harry Belafonte, Ice Cube. You got John Carlos from the Olympics raising the black fist. You have Craig Hodges, who Jordan actually got kicked out the league for being very pro-black. And now you got LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, and so many others speaking out. And that's the greatness, I say, of LeBron James right there. It doesn't have to necessarily be the GOAT of the court, but he's a GOAT when it comes to an athlete taking charge of his career. But once again, in an era where people who come in third get trophies for being winners, no, I'm not going to give him that.
Facts. So real talk, just real quick answer. Will LeBron ever be as good as Jordan? Just real quick shot. What do you think? Yes or no?
I don't think he will.
You think one day he will be better than Jordan?
Nope.
Okay. Teresa, will LeBron James ever be as good as Jordan? Yeah, I think you're muted right now.
I would say in skills, probably not.
Okay, all right. So, Karev, that's a no. LeBron will never be Jordan level.
Nah.
I feel you. I'm the same way. I feel like LeBron, best of this era, will never be as good as Jordan. And that's Jordan is as far back as I can talk basketball realistically as somebody who's watched. That's just how it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody tuned in right now. We appreciate y'all, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, the website. We're talking a little sports right here on the recap with the GoodFellaz. Got to shout out my man Big A. He'll be back next week. Got to shout out my man Dav Noble. We'll also be back next week. And shout out to my man Shaw Montana. Let them know they can reach you at real quick.
You can reach me at GOTHYQ on Instagram and also GoodFellaz TV. And also want to shamelessly plug Lil Guns and the rest of the GoodFellaz.
In these streets.
So where's your wifey? Where's your wifey at?
Wifey right here. Say what up, wifey.
What up, wifey?
What up?
Word. Yo, Karev, let them know where they can reach you at. Once again, let them know how ill Heritage Hip Hop is.
Heritage Hip Hop is the platform that brings your future favorite artists to you today, but not only teaching cultural independence, but profitability by being an independent artist. Whenever an artist comes out with a new song or project, you should have at least 5 interviews lined up. So why not you? If you want that, come to heritagehiphop.com where we profile you and show the world your importance in the hip-hop culture. You can reach us at www.heritagehiphop.com. Heritage Hip Hop on all social media. And as you see, our podcast is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcast. So we'll be out there. We just need y'all to come with us on this journey. Peace.
All right. And special guest Teresa, let them know where they can reach you out on social media.
Hi, y'all. Thank you for having me. Y'all can reach me on IG at The Reese's Pieces. That's TheReeseas Pieces.
And be on the lookout for that podcast coming real soon.
Real soon. Thanks, Tommy.
And it's your boy, Tommy Guns. You can reach me on the Instagram at DJ Tommy Guns. If we're cool on Facebook, you already know where to reach me. That's right. Of course, GoodFellazTV.com. We appreciate everybody checking in. Until next week. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.